You've spoken a lot about democracy, and I would just like to point to the accusations of human rights abuses, and I would just like to hear your comments towards that.
It's always difficult to accuse me of anything and then say, prove yourself innocent. I think I want to turn it to you and say, prove me guilty. That's where the problem lies. Where we have taken our country from and where it is now speaks for itself. The rest of the story just comes from this complex. These two worlds where there are people who know everything about human rights and all kinds of things, and another world where people are just people who don't know. But these are our human rights. It's not, when we respect the things we respect in our countries, it's not for you, it's not for anybody else, it's for ourselves. So, but you don't sit there. If it is universal and you believe it, then you don't become the judge yourself. You don't start telling the others what to do, what they should not do, or that what they are doing is not to your satisfaction. Who are you? I don't know what to call it. By BBC. Well, BBC is supposed to be, well, the standard of freedom of speech. But all they do is politics. They belittle people. We are not people to be belittled at all. They are no better than anybody. We have fought for our freedoms right from childhood, some of us. Of course, in their culture, they are not humble. God created us equal. For these other gods who want us to bow to them, in Rwanda, they are in the wrong place. A judge somewhere in rural areas of France, one of the village judges somewhere, decides that he's going to indict leaders in Rwanda. At the same time, there is a bad history between us where actually during the genocide, there are many things that happened that involved some people from France. So now, instead of actually Rwanda having a case against France, a judge in France indicts leaders of a country, military leaders, political leaders, a whole list of about close to 20. And they want to indict them to France to be tried for things that they say they did, which are also completely fabricated. But because of that bad history we have had, they wanted to do that. And we said, this is not possible. We said, if you are doing that, and they called it universal jurisdiction that give the powers to these judges, and we said, okay, if actually your judges have powers to do that, to indict people in Rwanda or elsewhere, and take them to the courts in France, if it is universal, then our judges should have the authority to actually indict your people and bring them to the courts of law.